There we go.
There we go. Okay. So technology happens. Matthew lost power mid sentence. So we're just going to keep talking about the holidays for a few minutes and wrap this up. Just you and me. Just you and I.
Okay.
Where were we?
Well, we are about to get into the winter holidays,
Yeah.
um, which, yeah, I mean, now that I'm a bookstore owner, we're all in on the retail train. So it's not so much about like traveling or being with family. We have to be here to run a bookstore. And I'm hoping that the girls enjoy that because that's their fate. But
Yeah.
yeah, we don't really have traditions per se. The girls just love this time of year, and it's just trying to keep them, keep the endurance because it's a lot of gifts and frenzy and sweets, and we just try to pace ourselves because we don't want that huge drop or letdown that happens January 2nd to
Yeah.
derail everybody.
Yeah. And where do they stand on Santa? I know Kayla's well beyond
Yeah, well,
believing and didn't
Sasha
Sasha
ruined
ruined it? Yeah.
Santa for her whole preschool. And the good news is her friends didn't go for it. They were basically, just appalled by her suggestion that Santa doesn't exist. But very early on, she was just like, not true. Kayla is sad to let go of the idea that Santa exists because she likes to believe in that. The film Miracle on 34th Street actually makes her cry because the idea of him actually not existing makes her sad. But here
Oh.
we are. I'm okay with it. I was weirded out by the idea of lying to them anyways, and I would use it as a weapon to make them behave, and I didn't like that feeling. But I was always teetering on the edge of like, when are we just gonna stop lying about this man?
There's such a magic to it, though.
Yeah, there is.
And I like the magic. I remember we moved into the house when Casey was 2.5. So when the holidays rolled around, he mailed a letter to Santa. And I still have this picture of him when he was too little he had to reach up on his tiptoes to open the mailbox and put the letter to
Oh,
Santa in. And, that's precious.
yeah.
So,
No, there's so many precious moments. It's so cute. And we'll still do it. We'll bake the cookies and put out carrots and play
yeah.
along.
But I also think it's an important life lesson, not to get too deep about it, but we all have to learn to live with disappointment or
Hmm.
as we go through life, we learn things we expected to be one way don't turn out that way. And we
Hmm.
have to cope. And maybe losing the idea of Santa is the first time as a child that we all say, oh, something I
Yeah.
believed in isn't real. And how am I going to get through that?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I mean, I think that that's a great perspective. These holidays are a learning opportunity for everybody and not just dumb.
Right. Well, I know it's commercial, but I personally love it all. I love the
Yeah,
music and the lights and the movies, and I
me too.
really revel in Christmas slash Hanukkah slash winter holidays. Is and I don't mind. You said you try to not let the things get so high that there's a crash on the second, but I'm a little like, who cares? Let them crash. I think
Yeah,
it's
it's
about
worth it.
indulging and spoiling and fun and.
Right. It's when you start to see it wearing them down where they're like exhausted and delirious and it stops being fun at a certain point. I think I try to get ahead of that a little bit so that we can just sustain and have fun as much as possible.
Mhm.
But our biggest challenge is the movie decision, what to watch, because we all love Elf except for Sasha. She doesn't want to watch it. And I'm so
This is
bummed.
why I've never liked that kid.
I mean, come on. She wants to watch an animated film, not the live action, and so we're gonna have to figure this out. I want to definitely plan ahead because I hate sitting there trying to figure it out on the
You
day
can't
of.
do a double header?
We
Like,
could, but yeah, I mean, she'll just have to go in the other room. I just
oh, like she really won't watch it.
No, I don't
Oh,
know why. Maybe if we try again, every year is different, but
yeah.
she's already stated no. So it's going to be a battle.
And how do you handle presents? How overboard do you go? When they're little, do you rely on like, well, grandparents will send presents, so we don't really have to do much?
That's more of my approach, is really relying on everyone else's, because it becomes so much. We don't have to get that much. And even if we get them little things, it's fine. So it's changed throughout the years. We've done big ticket items, and then a bunch of others, and we do Hanukkah and Christmas. So it just gets crazy. So we're learning to be more conservative with presents, and spend less and spend more on experiences.
Hmm.
What about you?
Well, so growing up, my parents, we only did Hanukkah. I mean, I guess we did Christmas when I was little, but then we did Hanukkah. And my parents established we would get presents every other night, and they would be lame until the last night. The last night was like, I remember a dollhouse one year that was
Mm,
thrilling, or a boom box when I was a little older. But
mhm.
leading up to it, it was like a pencil kit or,
Yeah,
socks. It was very small and nothing fun.
yeah.
Um, so I wanted to right that egregious wrong and make it so that Casey got something every night for
Mhm,
Hanukkah. The older he gets, the harder that gets. Because right now
mhm,
he's, as you know, obsessed with drones. And he's like, just please ask everybody to send me money so I can afford that new drone I'm saving up for. So
mhm.
opening a check, or
Yeah,
look at your phone, you got a Venmo from grandpa. It's not,
right,
it's really
right.
lost a lot of its luster.
Yeah.
Um, but I thought we did a good job growing up, coming up with, when family would ask, he used to be such a reader, so a lot of it was like send a book, and that'll be his
Mhm,
present one night, and books that he wanted. And
mhm.
it was around your kids' age, it was fun and easy because aunts and
Yeah,
uncles and grandmas and grandpas would send fun stuff, and then we would do one present or something.
yeah, yeah.
Just don't let them get older.
I know. I'm trying.
Yeah. And then what is your New Year's tradition with your family? And
Well,
do you love New Year's, or do you find it to be a lot of hype?
yeah, I'm
Or
not a big fan anymore. There were phases in my life where I was. I grew up always having to go to my godparents' house because my parents would go out, and I just remember over time not enjoying that. So then it was more fun when I got older and I could party. And now it's that delicate balance. We used to send the kids to my in-laws, and we would always go out with our two friends every year. But now the girls want to spend it with us. They want to count down with us, and that's fun too. So
yeah,
we figured out ways to divide up the night, but I don't know what we're going to do this year. We've got to figure that out.
yeah. I growing up, I have fond memories, and then once it became I had agency over the night, I always found it to be a disappointment. Like
Yeah.
even in my 20s, going to a bar where you paid so much money for watered down drinks, and it was just unpleasant. It was
Yeah.
never my holiday, but now I feel like we've taken it back because my family does the Top Chef competition, and Casey
Right.
chooses a theme and says you must each make two dishes containing the following ingredients. Or like one year it was like make kid friendly food but make it really gourmet and fancy. And so and then Jer and I do our favorite thing. We blast music in the kitchen and we cook for hours. And we one
Yeah.
year we even like ran around the grocery store trying to elbow each other out of the way and grab ingredients to make it more like Top Chef. And so that's become our tradition. And I still get to go to bed at like 9:30, and it's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and then
Nice.
as you know, we do our big New Year's Day brunch, and
Right.
that's my that's my Super Bowl of holidays, because we open up the house, we invite everyone we know and love to come on by, have a bagel, have some bubbly, and ring in the new year and see people. A lot of people will say, "Well, I haven't seen them since your last open house." Like people are friends, because of this party we've been throwing for so many years. So
Yeah,
that's really nice and special. And I hope that tradition continues forever and ever.
I know. And I've never been.
Not ever? That's crazy
Oh,
to me.
one year I went. Yes. Yeah, I
Hmm.
remember once. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, maybe someday you'll be local for New Year's.
I know.
All
You never
right.
know.
We are going to wrap this up. Not sure if we'll do holidays part 2. Matthew's the boss. I leave it up to them. But thank you for hopping on. And Pete's not going to listen to this. You don't have to kiss his ass and say how great he is. But
I
you
already
are wonderful. Your girls are wonderful. And I always like that even though you and I are so aligned in so much of our thinking, there are times when we talk about parenting and it's like, oh, that's how you're going to approach that? I wouldn't do
Mhm,
it that way.
mhm.
And that's what this podcast is all about, is getting a little taste of everybody's approaches and putting new tricks in your bag, if you will, in your parenting bag.
Well, I love talking about it, so thank you for having me, and I hope that I didn't scare Matthew away.
Did maybe we killed the power in Minnesota so we could have more airtime?
Maybe. I like that spin.
All right. Well, he always says, may the force be with you. So I will say that. And I will back up and say, they always say, may the force be with you. I will say that. And thank you, Megan.
Thank you. Happy holidays.